What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Ron Nick's Rundown. Yes, this is the NBA Finals, end of the season edition of Ron Nick's Rundown. Chris Wallace from ChrisInspiresYou with us as well to talk about the Warriors winning their fourth NBA title in 8 seasons after defeating the Celtics in Game 6 in Boston in definitely convincing fashion, beaten by 13. And yes, Stephen Curry does get his first NBA Finals MVP after struggling in Game 5. He absolutely went off 34 points and made 6 3-pointers in this game. Like I said, definitely was a great performance by Steph. Great performance by the Warriors overall. Nick, just your thoughts on this Warriors win over the Celtics.
Oh man, I mean, I hate to say it, I knew the Warriors was going to eventually win it because of their championship experience that they had. I just thought that I was expecting Game 6 Klay, but we got Game 6 Curry.
Yeah.
Or Game 6 Dre, one of the two. Mm-hmm. Because Dre showed up too. I mean, I knew they was gonna close it out. I said they're not chancing this. They're not as young as they used to be. 32, 34 in real life is still young, but in NBA years, you damn near 50. Yeah. So you got to close that when you can. And the boys showed up.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk more about the rest of the people later.
Yes. All right, Chris, your thoughts on the Warriors winning their fourth title in 8 seasons?
This was by far the most impressive one because this was one of the few where they weren't really favored in this series. And I think it became pretty evident early in the series that Boston was actually the better team. And Steph Curry has something to say about that. Steph was like, wait a second, I'm still here. I'm the better player on the floor. And so I was really impressed with how Golden State recovered after losing, 2 of the first 3 games. Because it just looked like Boston had that youthful energy. They were bigger, they were more physical, and like you could just see it. The eye test just told you that Boston was the better team. And then Game 4 happened, and I still felt like, Boston was the better team, and Steph just had a performance for the ages, which propelled them to this finals victory. Man, this was really impressive, man. I mean, all the slander that they've gotten over the last few years, all of the talk about Steph not being big time and not having a finals MVP, and this man shut everyone up. This was impressive.
Yes, absolutely. And to talk about the Warriors, like I said, definitely. Hold on, I'm getting my notes together. Why is everything shifting?
I can tell you right now.
Wait, hold on. We gotta definitely talk about the Warriors. They definitely went on. They outscored the Celtics 35-8 from the middle of the first quarter into the middle of the second quarter, including a 21-0 run that lasted 4 minutes. That definitely was definitely the biggest moment of the game. Once the Warriors got rolling, that was pretty much it for me. Let's talk about Stephen Curry for a second. And obviously Klay Thompson and Draymond Green, their place in history, but specifically Stephen Curry. Where would we rank him now, as far as all-time players?
Top 10.
Top 10.
Easy.
Yeah. Easy. Yeah. He passed, some of your favorite players, man. Like, I mean, he passed one of his former teammates, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Steph has changed the game, man. Like you can say what you want about Steph, and he doesn't do this, and he's not physically imposing, blah blah blah. This man just won his 4th ring, and he won one before KD. He won 2 with KD, and then they reinvented that squad essentially, and then he won one after KD.
Yeah.
And again, this is what makes this so impressive. And he's 34 years old. Nick just said, 34 years old in NBA years is like 50. This dude down there gets a bunch of young cats and was the best player on the floor by far. Like Steph Curry has changed the game. Like he is, of all players that I've seen in the history of the NBA, he's probably the most influential player. He's changed the way, he's literally changed how people not only play basketball, but how people coach basketball.
Yep.
I have 2 sons who play ball, and I watch how their coaches coach basketball. And I'm like, man, this is the Steph Curry effect. Like cats are literally running to the 3-point line on 2-on-1 and 3-on-1 fast breaks. And I'm like, real. And everybody's doing this, after hitting the three. It's crazy, man. But, to answer your question, man, top 10 all time. I don't know where in that top 10, but there's no basketball conversation that you can have any longer that does not include Steph Curry. Wardell Stephen Curry in your top 10. Put some respect on his damn name.
Yes. Nick, you want to add a little bit more to the Stephen Curry top 10?
Nah, he said it all. I mean, it is what it is. I don't want to go to nobody barbershop, bar, game night, whatever. And Steph Curry name comes and somebody part their lips and say that man's not top 10. I'm gonna tell him to get the hell out. You're no longer welcome here. Right. You don't watch any basketball.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, dude, like just how he got defended. They blitzed him, they doubled him, they face guarded him. Teams played zone defense on him, boxing one on him. They grab him, they hold him, they foul him all game long. He doesn't get calls like he should.
Yeah.
And he still dominates.
Yes.
Against the defensive player of the year.
Against the defensive player of the year who had to resort to flopping and whining. He flopped all night and whined to the referees. And I'm like, Marcus Smart, you the defensive player of the year. Get up, get your black ass up and defend Steph Curry.
Yep.
Job. They left old Hal Horford out to dry.
Woo! Hey, look, every time he got a switch, man, I was like, oh God.
What are you doing? You got to switch every time.
This is not going to end well.
The closeout game, I'll be like, I don't care how hard this man cooking me. I got him. I got him.
Oh man,
you're not gonna make this one.
Yep. Let's talk. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Let's talk about his teammates. A couple of teammates who's been along with his journey. Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, we all know, who battled through Achilles injuries, ACL injuries, and to get back here at this moment, definitely is an amazing feat in itself. And obviously, Draymond Green, I thought played well tonight. Obviously, with 12 points, 12 boards, 8 assists. Nick, your thoughts on both Klay Thompson and Draymond Green?
I said Dre showed up tonight. You know what I'm saying? He was looking real I ain't gonna throw the man under the bus. Looking real bad out here in these streets, man. You know, he was living up to that triple single name, but he showed up tonight. Almost had a triple double. So
yeah,
there's no more slander to be made on Draymond in this game. This playoffs, he showed up when it counted. And his mama called him Klay. I'm calling Klay.
Yeah,
Klay Thompson. You know, people were saying, "Oh, he lost a step. Oh, he didn't shoot." The man just came back from a Achilles and ACL tear. What the hell you thought he was gonna do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
Like, man, this man, the way he averaged 35% for the three this series. He shot and made 17.6 points per game for the finals. That's impressive for where he came from.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, are we gonna see the same old Klay again? No, we'll see flashes. But I mean, scary to say, he gonna be shooting better next year.
Yeah,
he ain't gonna be as fast, but that shot gonna get real pure real quick.
Yeah,
most definitely. All right, Chris, what's your thoughts on both of these guys?
Yeah, Draymond's energy, to start this game. I mean, Draymond, it was his defensive acumen, his energy, his relentlessness. I mean, he played. He was that engine. He got them going. There's been a lot of talk, as Nick just said. His name been kind of dragged through the mud in these streets. But Draymond stepped up, and I already felt like he was a Hall of Famer. But this just solidified it even more. Like he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's the heartbeat of that team, and he's the guy. Like his play. What he does for that team, he's not a piece that you could ever trade. I remember there was talk in the offseason on Draymond for Ben Simmons and some other stuff. I was like, you can't trade Draymond Green. But I don't care if he averages 7, 7, and 7. He's a guy who gets Klay open, who gets Steph open, who is the emotional leader of that team. And there were a couple of moments in this series where you saw his value more than anything else. And he may not have as much value on another squad, but with the Golden State Warriors, he's like the key to unlocking everything that they do, to be honest with you. At least on the defensive side of the ball and bringing that energy. Klay Thompson, like, man, this dude came back from two of the most devastating injuries that not just a basketball player, but any athlete in any sport can suffer. Okay? He popped his Achilles, which ends the careers. It didn't end the career of Shaq and Isaiah Thomas. Their careers were over. And it didn't end Kobe's career, but it ended Kobe's career as an elite player. Like, Kobe was never the same after he popped his Achilles. And Klay Thompson, not only did he average almost 18 a game in the finals, he averaged 20 a game during the regular season. And, it's a damn near miracle that he was even able to get out on the floor and do some of the things that he did. And like, people are talking about the shot and everything like that. Yeah, his shot wasn't all the way back, and it is going to get better. But I was more impressed with Klay's defense tonight. I was like, man, he's moving his feet. He's getting his hands up. Like, that was just that championship DNA that they talked about, man. This is the most impressive championship of the four that they've won together. And mad respect to Draymond Green and Klay Thompson for just kind of sticking with it and doing their part to help Golden State win another title, man. Just respect.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Respect to all three of them, man, for just sticking together these last few years. And they definitely, like you said, you could tell with Steph's emotion that they definitely did. They weren't going to take this one for granted. They're definitely going to embrace every second of this moment. One more thing about the Warriors. I know I want to talk about Steve Kerr, but respect to him, obviously. But we need to talk about Andrew Wiggins. Obviously, I know he's had his moments, when he first started his career, but drafted number 1 and traded to the T-Wolves, and then all of a sudden, and now he's an NBA champion with the Golden State Warriors. Chris, your thoughts on Andrew Wiggins and his NBA journey? He finally gets his first NBA title.
Hey, man, you remember when you first started doing the podcast, and one of the first topics that we talked about was Andrew Wiggins.
Yes.
And how oh man, he's overpaid, blah blah blah. That man's a champion now, and it's not like he rode the bench to a championship or he was the 6th option or anything like that. This cat was one of the primary reasons why they won the title this year. His defense on, Jayson Tatum, and I mean, the 17.16 rebound game 4. The 26.13 rebound game 5, like, and like what he did tonight defensively on Jayson Tatum, he blocked a couple of his shots. He was ripping them. I was like, damn, like Andrew Wiggins, he's a winner. And Golden State is going to have to make some really, really interesting decisions this offseason, because I don't know that you can trade Andrew Wiggins now. He's in a contract year next year. And you look at what he did on, in the Western Conference Finals, then in the NBA Finals. You've got to say to yourself, I don't know that he's a trade piece anymore, because he's really a key cog. He's a better version of Harrison Barnes, like a much better version of Harrison Barnes. And who knew? I was like, damn, Andrew Wiggins, like, he gets his own shot. He's an elite offensive player. He doesn't have to score 20, 25 a game and go to State. But you notice there are times where they give him the ball and they tell him go make a play one-on-one, and he makes a play one-on-one. But the special thing about Andrew Wiggins is that he's playing both sides of the ball, man. And is Kuminga ready to step into that role next season? Probably not. No. So Andrew Wiggins is going to be a part of that core again, and they're going to have to figure out how to pay all them cats, because But in short, man, Wiggs he's a winner, and you can call him nothing more. And you can't slander his name anymore. Like, he is the winner. He's an NBA champion.
Yep. And like I said, Nick, I'm definitely proud of him, because, like I said, he definitely stepped his game up. He definitely improved to me, especially in the postseason, how well he played in the postseason. So, Nick, your thoughts on Wiggins and this NBA journey, including him winning this NBA title?
Wiggins stepped up. He stepped up when it counted. Like Chris said, if you thought about trading him, ain't no trading him now. them talks is over. Price went up. Price went up. So, I mean, he was the perfect piece that the Golden State needed to win this finals. He was a key piece that they needed. If he was not there, I don't think they would have won.
Yep.
I ain't trying to say that's, I'm not trying to take away from Steph or nothing like that, but he did the dog work.
Yeah.
He got the rebounds, like you say, he played the defense, got the blocks. He did everything Coach Kerr asked him to do.
Yeah. I wonder how Kevin Durant feeling right now.
Yeah, he's feeling. That's your question, Nick. What do you?
He had the house simmering. He's simmering, boy. I say something crazy on Twitter right now.
Yeah, yes, and he'll be ready too.
Yeah.
That's how he is.
Like, no, think about this though, man. The Golden State Warriors flipped D'Angelo Russell and got Andrew Wiggins and the draft pick, which ended up being Jonathan Kuminga. Like, they fleeced the Timberwolves. Like, straight up fleeced them. Who knew that Andrew Wiggins would be one of the key pieces to a championship team? Like, that's crazy to think about, man. That is just so crazy to think. Who even knew the Warriors would be back? And I always felt like Golden State had another title in them. But who knew that the general consensus would say that the Warriors were done winning titles. And then you go and sign Andrew Wiggins, and then you get Nick Wright, coming on tweeting out Andrew Wiggins is a bad basketball player. And will never do this again. And then if you watch, him the last couple of weeks, he's been like, he's been trying to defend that stance and all of that. And then he's backtracking, and then he's defending and backtracking. Like, man, it's crazy that Andrew Wiggins, the guy who was much maligned and people just dissed and said he didn't care about basketball, was out there doing that to Jayson. Jayson Tatum made first team all NBA.
Yep.
Jayson Tatum finished 6th in the MVP voting this year.
Yep.
And he made Jayson Tatum look ordinary.
Yes. Yes, he did. Absolutely. And that was our last topic. It's Jayson Tatum. And like I said, Chris, you pretty much answered some of your questions already. But I'm going to let Nick talk about Jayson Tatum first. I'll start actually. Jayson Tatum, I thought it was just a very disappointing performance. When you are a leader of your squad, you have to show up, at least in do the good and the bad. In this case, an elimination game, only scoring 13 points, only the third leading scorer on your team in an elimination game in the NBA Finals. I thought it was just a very poor performance from Tatum. I know he's had his inconsistent performances, but this right here was not the night to be this bad. It was just an absolutely awful night for Tatum. And like I said, it's not exciting. The season just sucks to end that way. Nick, your thoughts on Tatum and his performance?
Man, they're gonna call like the barbershop, man. He sucked.
Yep.
I mean, I love Jayson Tatum to death, man. He picked a bad time not to show up. You can't go 1 for 13 in the second half.
Yep.
Game 6, closeout for the Warriors. You got to fight for your playoff life.
Yep.
And you give him 1 for 13 second half.
Yep.
That can't happen, man. You are first team All NBA. Joel Embiid ended up second team All NBA.
Yep.
Because of you. You know what I mean? Because of you. And you just can't let your team down like that. I know nobody wants to hear that. I mean, it's gonna sit with him for a long time. I mean, that's gonna be a long summer. I'm pretty sure he will come back with a vengeance next year. But they're gonna be talking about this for months to come.
Yep. Most definitely. All right, Chris, I'll let you have the last word about Tatum. What are your thoughts on his performance?
This is what he did. That was Jayson Tatum, not just in Game 6, but for most of the NBA Finals. If you look back at his numbers and his impact on the games, what did Jayson Tatum really do this series? Well, for real, the Celtics' best player this series was Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Jaylen Brown was doing all kinds of shit. He was fumbling the ball and doing other stuff. But yo, I respect that. Like that cat was out there playing hard. And as you said, Nick, you can't go 1 for 13 in an elimination game and end up with 13 points and shoot 1 for 4 in the fourth quarter. I mean, he only took 4 shots in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
like
when you're
and for the series, if I'm not mistaken, he shot 22. Was it 24% from the field in the fourth quarter in the series? Like for real? And that's your first team on NBA forward?
Yeah.
He the first player in NBA history to get 100 turnovers in a postseason too.
Terrible. Yeah.
What happened was Golden State was running doubles at him, and he just didn't know what to do out of the double. He's 6'8", 6'9". Pass out of the fucking double. Pass before the double comes. And there were times, man, and this is embarrassing. There were times where Steph got switched on to Jayson Tatum, and Gary Payton II got switched on to Jayson Tatum, and he won't bury in them cats in the paint.
Right.
What are you doing? Like this was it was. It was frustrating to watch Jayson Tatum play, and I was like, "There's no way possible this is the same Jayson Tatum that made first team on NBA. There's no way it's him." But like I mean, the dude is not going to be able to go anywhere. So whoever whatever barbershop he goes to, he's going to have to ask his barber, make sure no one's in the shop when I come. All right, so I can get my hair in peace. So I can go ahead and color my hairline in peace. Because at that talk, I mean, he gonna hear all the way up until the start of next season, and it's not gonna be pretty, man. Because cats gonna and those fans of Boston, they want to know, Jason, where you at? What happened? I expected Jayson Tatum to come out tonight and score 30, 35 and dominate. Didn't happen.
Nope. Not a chance. It was like a very disappointing performance by them. They got any last words about Jayson Tatum?
No, Jaylen Brown went 52% from the field tonight, 5 for 11 from the 3, 7 rebounds, 3 steals. He had 5 turnovers, 34 points, 44 minutes. That's how you leave it on the floor.
Yeah, that's exactly how you do it.
He literally left it on the floor, man. Now, Boston as a team had 23 turnovers. So I'm not worried about Jaylen Brown's 5 turnovers if they're turnovers that happen because he's playing hard. If they're just stupid, dumb turnovers like throwing balls behind the back, stuff like that, that's different. You know what I'm saying? But it's almost like Tatum didn't even try.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, yo, where? Like, I was sitting here and I was thinking to myself, where's Jay? It's almost like you forgot Jayson Tatum was even on the floor.
Yes.
Yeah, he got in his own head. He got in his own head and try to blend into the background. And they're gonna be talking about that. You know they're gonna cut that up on First Take tomorrow.
Yeah.
Shannon, all that stuff.
Here's the thing, man. The Boston Celtics left this championship on the table. They should be the one hoisting that trophy, man. Like like I said, they're the better team. They have they're young, they're athletic. They call them a generational defense. They've chopped that generational defense right the hell up.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
That Boston left it on the table, man. And like those are the things that haunt you. Yeah, that haunt players. Like you think, and I think sometimes players like, oh yeah, we'll be back next year. Like, man, they may never be back. They literally Reggie Miller went to the finals how many times in his career?
Once.
And I'm pretty sure he thought, oh, I'll get to the finals eventually, and he eventually got there and never got back. Like, and cats sometimes just don't get back to the finals, man. And you look at the East next year, and again, it's early, it's June. We don't know what's gonna happen, but just on paper, I still think Milwaukee is better.
Yes. Absolutely. They're gonna like I said, we don't know how better these teams are gonna be next year. I don't know, like I said, Celtics is gonna be an interesting fight. I mean, I would say I don't know if I just say put my money on Boston next year, but that would definitely be one of those teams to look out for the East. But like I said, everyone's going to be hungrier and everyone's going to get better next year to get into that spot and try to give themselves a title. But again, I never would say thank you all for watching Ron and Nick's watching or listening to Ron Nick's Rundown. Definitely would thank Nick and Chris. Thank you all both for staying up for this episode. I know it's late in the East Coast anyway. But like I said, once again, congrats to the Warriors on being back on the stage. 4th title in 8 years. Thank you all for watching, listening, Ron Nick's Rundown. See you all next time.
Peace.
Yeah.